All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Neighborhood Book Club. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy. I am your host, Zoe Moss, and it's love, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I pray y'all get all of it back in return. Now, before we get into things for the day, getting into part 3 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, all about money management and finances, the difference between rich mentality and poor mentality. I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead, like the video for me. Go ahead and subscribe. That way you stay up to date with all the upcoming videos that we got going on, getting all the knowledge nuggets that we dropping, and be sure to share it with your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one. That's what we're doing here in the community, in the Neighborhood Book Club. All right, now let's go ahead and get into it. Grab your pad, grab your pen, man. Let's get down to business. First thing we're gonna get into for today is managing your cash flow, okay? Making sure that your expenses are less than your income. And I mean, I think that's an obvious duh for most people, right? You know, why would I spend more than I have? But weirdly enough, a lot of people do it, right? That's how we accumulate debt in the first place. And there's a difference between good debt and bad debt. That's not what we're gonna get into at this moment. But accumulating bad debt that you can't manage isn't going to get the job done, okay? It's all about your money management. So the point, again, to manage your cash flow, keep your income more than your expenses, keep your expenses less than your income, right? And I've done research with various different sources and books and listened to different people about it. I've heard people say that you should just take 10% of what you make. Give that to yourself, right? Tithes for yourself, if you would. Whether you want to spend it on something, blow it on something, buy yourself something, invest, you should use 10%. I've seen sources say that you should live off of 30% of your income. And some people may be like, how the hell am I going to live off of 30% of my income? Well, obviously you have to raise your income. But two, the other side of that is also managing your money, okay? Now, a lot of people may think that's crazy, right? That living off of 30% of your income is crazy. They would probably say it's impossible. But for a mind like that, I would say that it's just more on the inside of unlikely. So what I mean by that is when you don't have the mentality that you can do something like that, then you probably won't. So you have to one, be in the right mindset to be aiming for something like that, and two, you have to know what you're doing, right? You have to have faith in that you can do it, believe in yourself, have confidence in yourself, and also have a game plan in order to achieve it, okay? The world that we're in is abundant, right? And we have to learn to live in said abundance. If you learn how to hunt, you learn how to fish, and you learn how to farm, you'll never run out of food. And so the concept to me is that, you know, it's the same thing with your finances. Again, we have to live in the abundance, and I just want y'all to comment and claim in the comments below, right? Go ahead and comment and claim, yes, I am in abundance, okay? Simply, yes, I am in abundance. Go ahead and comment that for me. Go ahead and comment that for me in the comments below. I appreciate y'all. So it all starts with numbers, right? Let's do numbers. If you stay at your current living status and you added up all of your monthly expenses, that should be 30% of your monthly income. And so what you would need to do in order to figure out what the goal income that you need per month would be to take that and multiply it by 3.3. Your goal income, if say your monthly expenses were $2,500, your monthly income goal would be $8,200, $8,300, somewhere in that ballpark, okay? Obviously, the more that you can accumulate as an individual, the better. All right. I believe the world will truly never run out of money. Okay. And so, how would I run out of money if this world is abundant and never runs out of money? It won't. I won't. And that's the goal. Right? Matter of fact, our goal is to live in prosperity. Our goal is to live in said abundance. Now, we're going to get into part 2 of it, right? First note was keeping your expenses down, right? Keeping your expenses below your income. Part 2 is knowing the various methods in creating wealth. And, it's based in a few simple things. One is buying buying income generating assets. Buy things that make you money. And nowadays we have technology, we have our phones, we have our laptops, we have the internet, and there's so many ways to go about it. And there are so many people turning the liabilities that they had into assets, okay? And so, I think of an example, we talked about in the last video that your car can be a liability and a way to turn it into an asset. I've also seen people then turn around and go on to say Tour, which is a car rental app, TURQ, I believe, or TURO, anyway, and setting up a whole business for themselves using Tour, okay? So regardless, there's so many different ways to get it. It comes down to a few things. One, we have to learn more, right? Know what's around us, know what we have, and understand us, right? That's powerful in itself because you learn where to step. 2, think your way out of it, right? They go hand in hand, really. 3, I say be proactive. You can think all you want sitting on your couch, whatever. It doesn't do anything if you are not moving, if you are not making efforts the way that you should. And 4, I say be creative, right? Things in our world are changing all the time. We have to be adaptive. We can't be afraid of said change. We have to be ahead of change and even cause change, okay? Piece number 2 in developing our wealth base is minimizing our liabilities, lowering our expenses, okay? And we kind of touched on that in the first lesson, but to kind of expand on it, we oftentimes buy things that do not have any ROI, okay? And there are things in our lives that we technically won't get a money return on. But everything that you put your money down and into should return back to you in some form or another. You may think food, for example, something simple. You go, I'll never get ROI on food. Well, you will, just in a different form. When you buy your food and you feed your body the proper nutrients, your body functions at a different level, at a different height. What you put into your body ultimately comes back out. You understand me? Is what your body exudes. And so when you eat shit, when you eat garbage, right, your body functions in that manner. It doesn't function efficiently. The same way when you feed it healthy food, when you feed it, the right nutrients, and you might put money into buying food, and the return will be how your body functions, the quality in which your body functions. And so that's just one example of how in everyday life we put our money into things and we might not always get the right returns. Everything we're doing is an investment in one way or another, right? So between our energy, our mental, our mentality, and how we use our mind and our thought space, our emotions, our finances, spiritual investments, right? What we praying on and praying for, okay? We have to look at each one of these areas and think, what am I asking for and what is that ROI? Personally, I'm looking for the goal and I'm developing every day and reaching for at least 100% to infinity ROI in every area of my life. Now, I believe we all want great things, okay? And sometimes we as individuals can be fearful, or we don't know when to start, how to start, whatever. And I find that going out and simply doing slow ROI returns in your life, in areas of your life, is better than not doing anything to build up in your life whatsoever, okay? But the point of the matter is that it's better to do some than simply to do nothing. I think of people that work common jobs and they say they may just sit in a 401k and a Roth IRA, and that's as far as their financial investing goes, okay? But really, have you looked into the other options that you have? Have you really researched other things, okay? And other people are aware of Bitcoin and all kinds of, Weeble or Robinhood, Acorn. There's various different, things that are going on out here around us. Have you researched them? Have you tapped into them? And are you looking for the next thing to level yourself up? I think it's important to know where you at and what you're doing, okay? And so when you do something as simple as the Roth IRA and the 401k, but do you understand the tax movements on that versus, say, regular investing? There are ways to move your money around that keep your money in your pocket, that keep you from losing the money that you've put into your assets and investments. And that's what we're trying, and that's what we're aiming for. The only way you can reach said thing is through your education. And that's why we have to be searching more, trying to figure out ways to build more, build stronger, build better, build faster. And you also learn the difference between what's, fast ROI and a fast investment versus simply unrealistic and false investment. Third point that we're going to touch on today for part 3 is understanding that people work for 3 different areas and 3 different things, okay? And that is corporations, because that's where you make your money, that's where you get your dough. Government, because government takes your taxes and they spend it on whatever the fuck. And banks ultimately give you loans, right? And they want you to pay interest, and so you pay them money that you would have made anyway. I put credit cards in with banks. Why? Because they're just another lending loan type of situation, all right? And they want their interest as well. The thing about these corporations is that when you mind your business, right, you are then able to flip all of these entities to work for you, and you're able to in turn keep the funds that you work so hard for into your pocket. So when you create your own business, you're still working for a company, but it's your company, okay? And so the returns and the benefits of that are completely different. There are loans available, there's lower interest rates. It all based off of where you go and how you manage yourself and how you develop your situation. There's different tax breaks and changes, write-offs available. All of these things in turn put money in your pocket. Now, running a business may not be for everyone, but to at least do deep diving research to find better situations for yourself, looking for mentors and guidance in financial advisory. There's no excuse as to why we can't, you know what I'm saying? YouTube University, Google PhDs are just major keys to how we all have to live out here. And there's nothing wrong with starting from your job, right? And then growing outward from there. It's really about building and acquiring assets. And assets can come from various different ways, from starting your business and running various other people's businesses or helping them with theirs. Stocks in other people's companies and businesses, bonds, patents, okay, being a creator and inventing other things and having things patented, and as well as royalties in other people's companies, okay? Working your job to start, right, keeps money in your pocket. Never be satisfied. Continue to do your due diligence. If it's really what you want, continue to make your plan and set realistic goals and time limits even in order to achieve those things and stay committed to executing them. When it comes to time limits, I don't believe that, just because you didn't hit the mark or hit your goal in that specific time that it's all over and done, that you should just stop. I think that it's just another way to look at yourself and reevaluate how you could have done better with that time frame and how far maybe you should have pushed a little bit more. Continue to strive for your goal. Continue to strive for what it is that you're looking for. And when it's all said and done and you achieve what you've achieved, again, going back to reflect and learning off of what you've done is always the best method. Okay? So that's our part 3 for today. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy and the Neighborhood Book Club. We in part 3. Part 4 is on the way, man. It's all love. I pray that y'all continue to grow and expand and continue to develop in your lives, man, as we all are. I'm still learning as well as myself. I am no master in this, but this is knowledge that I find, and so it's knowledge that I share. Love y'all. Peace. I'm gonna holla at y'all on the next one.